What's up, everybody? I'm Jeff Williams, and welcome back to the Create Your Opportunity podcast, where I sit down with individuals who I believe are real difference makers in their respective industries. During these interviews, we'll dive into my justice journey, learn what keeps them motivated, break down how they've created opportunities for themselves, and hopefully giving you, the viewers, the opportunity, the motivation, and the blueprint to create your own. My first guest is a true definition of an artist. She's an actor, a director, a writer, a singer, and you can catch her on TV shows like High School Musical, the musical, the series, the new All That, or in films like Better Nate Than Ever and Marvel's Black Widow. Please welcome to the podcast the one and only ARIA Brooks. How you doing,
Hi,
ARIA?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you taking the time. It's been a while since we caught up. I had the chance to interview you back while you were still on All That, and now it's almost 4 or 5 years later.
We're like
However
3
long it's
years.
been,
Yeah.
it's been a while, and it's just great to catch up.
Yes, it's so great to catch up.
That's
Been
what's
so long.
up. Yeah, as I said, it's been a while. We'll dive in, but like, how's the family and everything? I know you're currently in Atlanta, but I feel like people you're in my eyes. I thought you're in LA because I always see you on TV. I always see you on social media. So
Yeah.
how's everything going on in Atlanta?
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm in LA because I fly out there a lot to film, but no, I'm in Atlanta. The family's all good. We're hanging in there. We're all together right now because I am homeschooled right now. So a lot of family togetherness.
That's what's up. And what's the weather like in Atlanta? This is obviously not really acting related, but yeah, what's the weather like? Because it's crazy in the Midwest right now.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It could be like freezing cold today, multiple coat coat type of weather, and then tomorrow short sleeves, shorts type of weather. Like it's all over the place. And then it's like humid all the time. I don't love Atlanta for the weather. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I could see that. I from what I've been told, Atlanta does not know how to deal with snow. So like if any type of weather happens, it just shuts down.
Yeah, not at all. Like the tiniest bit of snow and we're out of there.
That's hilarious. Well, I know one way that you've always found a way to be inside and create content is something that you do with the Brooks girls, and that is you and your sisters and sometimes your mom as well creating content. How did that start? And then like how has that like been going? Because your sisters are fairly young, right? So like
Yes,
how did that get started?
they're like 7 and 9. So I think from a young age, like since they've been born for the most part, I've been into performing. And majority of their life I've been creating content and putting myself out there in that way. So they kind of naturally like you want to be like your older sister. So I don't even know exactly when it started, like for real, but when we started taking it more seriously and like putting more thought into the content we were putting out, it was in the last year or so, or maybe a couple months, might be less than that. Because all of us sing, we all play instruments. So my mom, like we would be in the car, my mom will play a song and she's like, everybody find a note and we'll all harmonize. And we'll harmonize and we're like, okay, we should record that. And then I don't know, one thing led to another and now we do it and we practice them and we harmonize together, we dance together, everything.
That's really cool. And it's really cool to watch. And I was gonna say there's so many different examples of you guys dancing, singing. So it's a family affair. Really, it really shows. And you kind of touched on it, but like how do your sisters want to be actors and artists just like you? Because I know you do music and you act as well. So like do they like one more than the other, or do they want to do both like you, or how what are they into?
I think because they're really young, they want to do like what I'm doing and they want to do their own thing. Like my sister Kai, she's 7, she wants to play violin and she wants to be an artist, like a visual artist. But she sings really well too. And then my sister Skylar, she plays drums. She wants to start a bakery. She wants to be on Broadway. Like she's been in local productions. She's also been in shows. Like we were all in the same web series. So she's done some on-camera acting and movie acting, that kind of thing. So they're both kind of following their own path, but also following in my footsteps as well, which I think is pretty cool.
That's very cool, and it's crazy to see how well they're doing and how immersed they are at such a young age, and it just
Literally, like, me at 7, even though I feel like now I'm at a good level with my talents and everything, but me at 7 was nowhere near where my sister is at 7 and where my other sister is at 9. Like it's insane to me.
that's really cool to see. And I mean, to that point, you were raised in a music family, right? So it was like your mom brought it around, but also your father did as well. How was being raised in a music family?
I think it made me love it so much. I think I would have loved it regardless, or maybe found my way to it regardless, but I think it made me quickly realize that I had a knack for music and performing. It's great. I don't know, just randomly harmonizing throughout the day, that kind of thing. Something's so fun about it. Like the fact that we can all sing and that we all are into music is super cool.
And where I know it started with your parents, but where did your love for music, or was it acting first, or was it music first that created your love for the art and performing?
It was music first. I think I've always been like a very theatrical person, and not even just like literally theater, but I've always been a bubbly person and very extroverted. So I've always had the kind of actor Disney kind of attitude in life, I guess. But music came first, and then my parents were performing arts teachers, but it was mostly music. So that went on for a while of me being into singing and instruments and all that. Then maybe around 9 or 10 years old, I went on like my first audition because like someone sent it to us and was like, "Oh, Aria has like the perfect personality for this," and my personality felt very actory. And from then on, the rest is history.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I feel like a lot of we'll jump into it, but a lot of the roles that you've been put in and that you've played have showcased so many different talents. So it's really been cool to see. So like from singing to acting to like being able to I, all that is more than just acting. Like it there you do so many different skills and like and like just the skits and stuff. So we'll jump into that, but it really just showcases all your skills and it's really cool to see. But talking about the
Thank you.
music, you dropped an EP called Castles in 2011. You dropped a single called Fairy Tales in 2022. What does 2023 have for Aria Brooks? Can we expect any new music?
Well, I don't know. I haven't made a lot of music as of late, but maybe a couple months ago I have some unreleased songs and some songs I've written. So probably I definitely want to release something this year. I just don't know what that looks like yet. So we're all in for a ride this year.
Well, we'll be waiting to see because I'm definitely excited to check out what's next. And
Thank you.
so on the music side, there you've as far as I know, like personally, you haven't like collab with any other artists, but you probably have on like TV shows and stuff. Who's like a dream collab for you on the music side?
Ooh, okay. I have so many of these, but I think one of the biggest ones, Melanie Martinez, she's been my favorite singer like since 2019. I love her. Like lyrically, I feel like I have a similar style to her lyrically. And the metaphors she uses and references, and she could be talking about one thing or seem like she's talking about one thing, but there's a much deeper subliminal meaning, which I really love. So I'd love to work with her. Um, there's a lot of R&B artists I've been into lately, like her, Jasmine Sullivan. Oh my gosh, if I could have her on an album, she could take the whole album, honestly. Like I love Jasmine Sullivan. Um, yeah, I think those are some of the top ones. Brandy, I love her.
That's what's up. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. They're all amazing artists. I'm a personal fan of Brandy. When you said that, my eyes kind of popped for that one for sure. But
I love her.
yeah. Speaking of Brandy, I was just say that's a great transition because she's an artist and I mean she's a singer and an actress. And before I
Yes.
jump into the acting side, one thing that you actually posted recently that really resonated with me was I was gonna say the art of rejection, but it's like
Hmm.
the feedback that you got from your mom talking about rejections. So I just wanted to say I really thought that was like useful for not only you but like for everybody. That's just like great motivation to have. But like, what has how have your parents been instrumental in your life through auditions, through a lot of ups and downs? Because just as a person who's interviewed actors, I've been told there's a lot of rejections before you get to the green light
Yeah.
and being in front of the movies and everything. So like, how have they been helpful in that process?
There's definitely a lot of rejection, and I definitely think, well, I think both me and my mom had to learn at the beginning, because both my parents are very supportive of me. Usually my mom is the one coaching me through my auditions and taking me to the auditions, things like that, back when they were in person, of course. So my mom, like we both kind of had to learn the art of rejection because at the beginning we didn't know much. So when I would do really well in an audition, I was like, "Oh, this is perfect for me." The smallest thing could have been wrong. It could have been that I was an inch too short. It could have been that one line that I said, didn't like it. So many things could have been wrong with it, but also the tiniest thing could have been wrong with it. So being rejected when we thought, oh, that was the perfect audition, we were both struggling at the beginning to let go of auditions. But now we've like really mastered it. Like my sisters have been getting into auditions, and like literally a couple weeks ago, we had to tell them, no, you have to forget about it. It's just let it go. If it's for you, it's for you. I don't know. It's something it took us a while to get. And there's still times where I'm like, oh, I really hope I get this audition, but I cannot get too attached to them because out of a million auditions that I could go on, I could only get one.
Yeah, very true. And one audition that you did get is for the film Harriet. And that was a movie that tonally is different than a lot of other projects that I've seen you in.
Yeah.
It's a lot more I mean it's about Black history. Let's be real. So I mean it's a very serious topic, but you worked alongside so many young Black actor or Black artists in that like Janelle Monáe, Leslie Odom Jr., Cynthia Evero. Like what was your experience like working there or working on that set? And then did you like have any chance to speak to some of the other actors?
Yeah, well, worked really closely with Cynthia Erivo, who played Harriet. So that was insane, and very exciting. And so she's close with Leslie Odom Jr. And I didn't have any scenes with him, but I told her, I don't know what I said, but I mentioned to her, I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. Um, I see him in what is it, like the nationwide commercials and in like Hamilton, like I love him. And so she FaceTimes him right there, and I like freaked out. Mind you, we're in the middle of like a plantation in Virginia filming because we were on location. So it was just I had like an out of body moment, like, is this my life right now? So that was very exciting. I enjoyed working with all of them.
That's really cool. And I would say it's really cool to see that they're just good people. And like you're just talking to her about Leslie Odom Jr. And she's like, you know what, I got this. And then it's like one of those like once in a lifetime opportunities. So it's just
Yeah.
really cool that they're good people, and it was a great experience on set. After like I kind of talked about this. After Harriet, you moved on to All That. I think that you might have had like a small stint on All That before Harriet. At least that's what IMDb says. Either way, my question is, you went from working on Harriet to working on All That. Those audition processes had to be different. Tell us about the
Yes.
audition process for All That.
Well, it started, the first one was a self tape. And I had to record, oh my gosh, okay. Sorry, I had to remember because it's been so long since I did it and so long since
Oh,
I've talked
good.
about it. So the first audition was a self tape, and I had to create like 3 or 4 sketch characters, and then I had to do lines that they sent. So I took a couple days, created the sketch characters, and did like a little 30 to a minute long skit with each. And then we sent that in, and my mom was telling me, she was like, Aria, that was really good. You should be prepared, like keep preparing those characters for if they call you back. Then they called me back shortly after that. I flew out to LA, went in person in front of like the producers of the show and the casting directors. And I want to say I did. I had a work session before, like with the casting directors right before my audition for the producers because they were like, we want you to do really good. You're one of our top picks. So then for the third audition, they flew me out, put us in a nice hotel. It was real nice. And then I went in front of the same producers, the casting directors, and like network executives for Nickelodeon. And that one was really cool. Shortly after my audition, maybe after everyone went, they told everyone to go home, but then some lady came out and told my mom, "Hey, we there was a couple more pieces of paperwork we wanted you to sign." So we came in and they were like, "So, do you want to be on All That?" And here we are.
Hey, that's an amazing moment, and it is where I was introduced to you. But I feel like there was so many people that were introduced to you in different aspects. Whether this all that was it Harriet or just any other projects. It's just really cool to see that you were able to showcase so much different skills on that show. So like you've been part of multiple different skits. You got to show multiple different talents. What has been like your favorite memory on All That? Did you have a favorite skit while you're there?
I think my favorite was probably like the baby sketches. So each one was called something different, but I got to be in one. I think I told the writers one of my first days, they asked me what kind of sketches I wanted to do. I was like, oh, that's my favorite. Babies who blank. And then
Mm-hmm.
they put me in one, and I was so excited. I love the baby sketch. Um, and but then one that it wasn't recurring, but I really loved when we did like the DJ Salad story. It was so I was just talking to my friend Noah, who he was like a guest star on all that, and then my friend Gia, she was a stand-in on that and all that. So we have like a group chat, and we've had the group chat for years. So we were talking about it, and we were like, you just had to be there. That was so much fun to film and so much fun to watch, and we like crack up laughing thinking about it. I love that sketch.
That's what's up. I mean, there's so many iconic sketches that you were in, and those were like some of the great ones. When you said the baby one, I immediately like just went back to the time when you guys were in that because it's one of those iconic ones that like you know exactly what like
Yeah.
what they were talking about. There were so many baby sketches like in different locations or whatever, but different situations, but like it was still the same humor and like it was fun to see. So like seeing you join them was great as well, and I that was really cool.
I loved it.
That's what's up. And so after all the success with all that, you were able to be in two big movies. One, Marvel's Black Widow. That as a superhero fan, I mean, I got the shield right
I
behind
was like,
me.
I can
Like
tell,
I
yeah.
was like, so what was that experience like? Being part of the Marvel universe. And are you a superhero fan?
Um, I like Black Panther. So like I've seen both Black Panthers multiple times. I could probably say them word for word. I haven't seen all the Marvel movies yet because I don't even know like where to start. Well, I know where to start. People tell me every time I ask, but I just haven't gotten into it.
I feel you. That's all. But hey, you watch the good ones. I mean, both Black Panthers were great movies.
Yes.
We might have our first MCU actress that's won a award with I'm blanking on her name, Angela Bassett. So I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of great things in the Black Panther world. But so another movie that you were part of is Better Nate Than Ever, and you're able to show off how multi talented you were with your music, your acting, your dancing, and everything else. And how has that been? How has your time been? Because it's almost been um a little less than a year since the premiere. I think it premiered in like
Yeah.
April of last year. It's like
Yes.
yeah. So how's that been? Because just as an outsider, the movie was great, but now like you're starting to get a lot of accolade the words you're getting a lot of awards, so
Yes.
it's like you guys have been nominated for so many different things last year, you on the Golden Globes this year, so it's like how has that experience been shooting and then just a reaction after that as well?
Shooting was very fun. I really enjoyed it. Like everyone was so nice. Like literally every person we met, the vibe on set was so amazing and truly like just one of my favorite experiences ever. Me and Ruby were still really close, and we don't talk like every day, but we talk and catch up often. So it was just so much fun, and I met so many lifelong connections on that movie. And then when it came out, it was like such a surreal feeling, like being in LA, walking the red carpet and watching other people watch me, which I usually don't like doing because I hate watching myself with other people, but it was like very full circle and something it was actually on my vision board at the beginning of maybe 2021. Like I was like I'm going to star in a major motion picture and I did it. So that was very, very good. And then now that's being nominated for all these awards, that's very surreal as well. So this whole process has been pretty unbelievable.
That's what's up. And I mean, the awards speak for themselves. The movie was great. So, is there any word on Better Nate Than Ever sequel? Because I feel like there's still more stories to tell. You and Ruby are close. Tim Federle was he has a great track record. So can we get a episode? I was about to say episode two. Can we get a sequel?
I mean, if it were up to me, yes, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know if we will. I don't know if we won't. We'll see.
That's what's up. And one thing I kind of just touched on, but Tim and also Joshua Bassett, they were both part of that film, and then they were also part of High School Musical, the musical, the series. How was that relationship like with them? Did you get to connect with those guys during like Better Nate Than Ever?
Well, yeah, I connected with them for both because I did Nate first, and then when High School Musical happened, Josh was like, "Oh, when I found out you were coming on the show, I was so excited, and it was really cool to reunite with them and see that." I remember seeing the trailer for Better Nate, whoa, hello, better Nate than never for the first time on set of High School Musical. Like we were about to go film a scene, everyone was waiting for us, but Tim was like, "Hold on, guys." So he pulled me and Josh to the side so we could watch the trailer, and it was, I don't know, it was so crazy and so much fun. So it was really great working with them again.
That's cool. And you got it was I mean, it's great seeing you working with Josh again. But one of my favorite collabs that you were on High School Musical with is Dara Renee. I've had the honor of interviewing her as well. She's a great human. She's
Yeah.
multi-talented as well. And one of my scenes was literally in the season finale of this last season when you and her had a more serious conversation about mental health. One, thank you for having that conversation because I felt like it's more than needed to be talked about, not only just
Right.
in general, but especially in the Black community because Black people don't really talk about therapy, mental health, any of that. So being able to just talk about that on a platform such as Disney Channel and High School Musical, what was that like?
It was really powerful. I think I never asked him about it. We never really talked about it. But one of my first interactions with Tim was on Better Nate Than Ever. We were doing rehearsals, and I remember he gave us these notebooks, and he was like, write down, giving us different things to write down so we could channel those emotions in the film. And one of the things I wrote down had to do with like my anxiety. And so I wrote it down, and we were sharing, and I started talking about it and I started crying. And he was comforting me, and it was a really emotional moment. So then to see that, I don't know if that's where he pulled that from, but pretty sure that's where he pulled it from. So that was really touching, because everything that I was saying, everything that we were talking about are things that I've been through, and were things that I could relate to. So I was really glad I got to have that conversation, and I was really glad to do it with Dara because she's so amazing. I love her.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's really great and she's been on the show for a while, so it was like cool to have someone paired up with you that's like kind of seasoned
Yeah.
in that way. You guys are collabed obviously on screen, but is there any ideas to collab on the music sense because she's bringing out more music now. You already have your own EP and single out, so I'm gonna just kind of put this into the ether, into the atmosphere. I would love to
I'll
see
put
like
it
a
I'll put it out in the air too. I love her music. And then on top of that, when we were filming, we were like sharing our songs, and she was singing songs she wrote for me, or wrote comma for me. She was singing them for me. And then I was singing songs that I wrote for her. And so it was super cool to hear that. So Dara, if you're watching, let's make something happen. I don't know.
Exactly. I was gonna say I'm gonna post this on Instagram and tag her, so she hopefully she sees it. If not, someone
Hopefully.
tell her, some viewer tell her. No, but so that's really cool to see, and hopefully I can't wait for that to happen. So I kind of want to transition into a project that's hitting film festivals right now, but I haven't been able to see, and not the world has been able to see, but not your average rom com. What's that film about? Because you're the writer, director, star of the film. First off, congratulations because
Thank
that's
you.
hard in itself. But like, how has it been like creating that film?
Um, Literally a dream. I loved getting to do that, like being the one creating the story. Because it was something I related to. It was like my story with some twists and to make it more cinematic and make it feasible to do. But it was my story, so that was very fun getting to film. It's about Zara. She's a teenage girl who loves rom-coms, and she like watches them all the time and wishes she had the love that's found in rom-coms, but she just doesn't relate to the people in rom-coms because they're all straight and white and they're perfect. So she just doesn't relate to it. So the journey, it's kind of a self-love journey. It is a rom-com, but I think it's more about the love with herself rather than the love with other people, even though that does come in her relationship with her best friend, her relationship with a love interest. You guys will see that. So that's it was so much fun to film because I met so many amazing people. What's crazy is we clicked the first day. I remember my dad asking, he was like, "Do you guys know each other? Like, do you know all these people who are in this already?" I was like, "No, we met today." But we just instantly just it just clicked immediately. I love them.
That's what's up. And I mean, it was meant to be, especially like
Yeah.
when all the cast is just a great ensemble. And I can't wait to watch it because once it's a great ensemble, it translates to the TV, to the screen. So I'm excited. And so you obviously been acting for a while. but what was it like writing and directing? That's two different facets when it comes to the art of film. What was probably the hardest part in this process?
I think the hardest part, it was made, it went by really smoothly because I had some great people on my team. My cinematographer and one of my close friends, Jordan Page, she's, oh my gosh, I love her. She was not only the cinematographer and the editor, but she helped with casting. She did so much. She read the script, every single edit of the script, and helped me through so much throughout the process. So shout out to her. But I think that made it a lot easier. But I think the hardest part was probably being in it and also being the director. I think there were times where it wasn't that hard because I had eyes for me. My mom stepped in with the acting coach role a lot of the times because she knew what my vision was. But it was definitely a little difficult to direct it, but also be in it. But I think it was necessary because I knew the vision that I wanted, and I'm glad that I did it.
No, that's really cool, and I can't wait to check it out. So you've been we've talked about a lot of things you've worked on from film to TV to music, and you're still very young. You're under the age of 18. Am I correct on that?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
16.
Okay, because I looked on the internet and I didn't find like a confirmation, so I wasn't gonna say an age and be wrong. So I was like, I'm gonna ask. But either way, you're very accomplished at your age, and it's great to see. So it's like, what keeps you motivated? Because a lot of teenagers your age are wanting to be rip and running. They just got their license. They want to just do whatever their friends are doing. But you're on TV. You're creating your opportunity in every sense of the word.
I think my biggest motivation, well, one, my family. I want to provide for them and give back to them because they've sacrificed so much. So even when things are getting hard and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't need to do this, my mom like quit her job for me. They drop everything to get me to an audition. We've I won't go into it right now, but we've had some really really hard moments in the last year or so in life, and it's just been really difficult. And they would never tell me it's my fault because I don't think it's necessarily a fault because everything we've done has been for a reason, and everything in my career was meant to happen. But I do know a lot of things that we've gone through could have been avoided if I didn't have this career. But I'm so grateful for it and grateful for them for sticking with me through all of that. So I have to keep it together for them. And just for myself, like I love what I do. I At the end of the day, I'm never, ever, ever not gonna get money. That's Let me just put that out there. I want to make sure I'm good and my family's set and we're doing what we need to do. So at the end of the day, when things get hard, I keep that in mind.
That's what's up. And I mean, having your family as motivation, that's everlasting. That's everlasting. And that's cool that you're gonna be the one that's gonna set your parents on. I mean, just be the one that like set your family in a financial freedom in that way. Because I know, like you said, your parents have like um they've done some stuff for you and they've it's been hard, like you mentioned. So it's like you being able to kind of repay that in a sense and just I know you're as a person from an outsider's perspective, I can say that your parents probably appreciate you working hard and you trying your best because that's all they want. So
They
it's
definitely
really cool to see.
very supportive. They're very supportive and they know that I love what I do. I know I love what I do.
That's what's
So
up.
I think that fuels it more than anything, but it gets hard and I'm glad I have them in my corner.
Definitely. And I kind of want to touch on one thing because I was gonna ask you, are you a vision board person? But you already mentioned it. So did you make a 2023 vision board? And if so, what is some things on your vision board?
I actually didn't make a vision board this year. There was no set reason why. I just kind of I didn't feel compelled to make one. I've made vision boards before, but I don't know. I just don't think I'm doing them right because I put all these things on there. Oh, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to do this, but I have no desire to do those things. Like
Hmm.
I know I need to do it. I know I should, but I just don't have the desire to do it. So the day I learn how to do a vision board right, I'm definitely going to get back into it because I think I am a vision board person. But I think this year I did like a list. So I don't know if you heard, but like people like sat under the table and ate 12 grapes on New Year's to like attract the things they want in their life, and they set intentions and all these crazy superstitions. I took part in those. I had like black eyed peas and greens. I ate 12 grapes under the table in 1 minute. And I just wanted to I know I sound crazy right now, but it was just to attract the things that I want. One of the biggest things was attracting, like, I don't know if I worded it as attracting money, but I just want to be financially stable all the time. That was one of the biggest things that I wanted for me and my family. I want more acting roles, but I also want to be able to live. I was telling my mom, I want to be able to say that I had teenage years. I don't want to spend all of them chasing after the next job, chasing after the next this. I'm always going to grind. Like, I'm never going to stop, and I'm going to audition and write and all these things. But I don't want to be 30 like, oh, I wish I would have went to prom. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have hung out with my friends more. Cuz when I blow up, I'm going to blow up. So I need to get it in now and have fun so then I can live the that kind of life, the star life later.
That's what's up. And I mean, even though you mentioned that you didn't make a vision board right now, you just list all these goals that you had and you had reasons why. So it's like it's already created in your head and you already know for a fact you're gonna blow up. And I
Right.
love
I
the
still have the vision, just not the
yeah.
board.
Exactly. Exactly. And I love the fact that you were well, two things. You mentioned that you wanted to be a normal I was about to say student, a normal kid in the sense that you want to have real life experiences, prom, boyfriend, whatever teenagers go through in a normal sense that your average Disney Channel star doesn't have to go through. It's really cool because I've started to see some like I wouldn't say horror stories, but you know how like the older Disney Channel stars they start being on TikTok talking about their experiences and stuff. So you hear about those stories. And from the first time I met you and your mom, I knew that wasn't going to be the case because you had good people around you. So that's always cool to see. And one thing before we jump into the a quick game, I wanted to just ask, what's one piece of advice that you might have for any up and coming artists? Because there's a lot of people that look up to you. There's a lot of people that have big dreams, big aspirations, but you have that vision, and you created the opportunity for yourself. So what's some advice that you have for people that want to be artists?
I think the biggest advice that I can give, I usually have the same answer for this, but as of the past couple months, I think my answer's kind of changed. You have to be your own biggest fan. Like, we're our biggest critics, but we also have to be our biggest fans because at the end of the day, all you have is you. I have an amazing support system. I have my family. They love me. And I'm so grateful for them. I'm so grateful for my friends, everybody that follows me. But at the end of the day, everybody's looking out for themselves, whether that be in a selfish way or just in a way that everybody looks out for themselves. You know what I mean? So everyone's here for themselves. So you need to be there for yourself as well. So why are you not posting that TikTok about your music because you think somebody on the internet is not going to like it? Somebody's not going to like everything you do. There's always that one person. So you might as well go for it because all the TikToks in my drafts that have gone viral, all the music that I've written that has really resonated with people. I'm sure there was a moment where I was like, are people gonna like it? How's it gonna do? And it did well, despite the people who may not have liked it. So just go for it. Go for the things that you want. Do the things you want. I don't know who said. I think it was SZA. Like, your fear of embarrassment is holding you back. Don't don't hold yourself back.
That's a great quote. And I mean that's just great advice in general. So I appreciate that, and I know the people watching appreciate that as well. So I feel like we've gone through pretty much your entire film like your entire film category, TV, music. We talked about all of that. Now it's time to play a little game before we end. I want to do a little
Okay.
trivia because you've been part of two different huge franchises in High School Musical, that franchise, and then All That franchise as well. So I wanted to ask you a little trivia about those, some older, some newer, and see if you know something about All That in High School Musical.
Okay. I'm scared. All right.
So the first question: what is Kenan Thompson's character's name that he played in a French bathtub?
Pierre Escargot.
That is correct. That's probably my favorite skit growing up. That and Good Burger, obviously, but like just Pierre
Mhm.
Escargot, him being in the bathtub and being in the Eiffel Tower, it's iconic to me. So it had to be my
Yeah,
first
I love that
question.
one.
That's what's up. Next question. Your previous cast member Reese took over the iconic Vital Information sketch. Who is the original host?
Lori Beth Denberg.
That is correct. it was very cool to see Reese and Lori kind of take her transition over to taking over the role and everything. And that's such an iconic skit. So it was just cool to see.
Yes, these questions are actually good. I thought it was going to be like, how many toenails does Kel Mitchell have? I'm really glad that's not it
No,
because
no, not
I thought
at
it was going to
all.
be hard.
I made sure the trivia was fun and something that we can actually like get the right answers to. I'm not yeah. Mm-mm.
Thank
Well,
you. Okay.
let's say that now. We only got 2 out of the 6, so we'll say.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Next question. What is the name of the sketch where Ashley, played by Amanda Bynes, gives advice, but gets extremely angry during it because the letters she receives are very stupid questions?
That's Ask Ashley.
That is correct. I had like multiple answers you could pick from, but you already know. Perfect. Ask Ashley.
Oh, my bad.
No, no, that's good. Hey, you already know it. So okay, so you're already 3 for 3 on all that. So you're already winning there. Now we're gonna transition to High School Musical. This is
Okay.
one of the newer actors, as in like the High School Musical, the musical, the series. What team was EJ Caswell the captain of?
The captain. Wait. Okay, hold on. Ask it again. Ask it again.
So what team? So what sport was EJ Caswell the captain of?
He played a sport? Wait. Yes, he did. Wait. Oh my gosh. I promise I watched the show. That was literally my favorite show. Hold on. Okay. I don't think it was football.
Was it okay? I'll give you. Was it basketball? Was it tennis? Was it water polo? Or was it track?
Okay, then basketball? Wait. No? Wait. Okay, then what was it?
It was water polo.
Say psych right now. When did he do?
No.
Wait. Was there ever a scene where he was water poloing? Because I think that's
So
where my disconnect is.
I don't think there was ever a scene where we saw him play water polo. He just said he was the captain of the water polo team, and that was
He
like
was
his.
a line. Okay, okay. I don't feel bad then because that
No.
if it was a line, my memory isn't that good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. It was never like we saw them in the pool. It was when I saw that, and because it was on I took the quiz and I was like, water polo, and I was
Okay,
like,
at least I'm not alone.
yeah,
Okay.
you were not
I
alone at
gotta I
all.
gotta get it back though. I gotta get it back. What's the next one?
Okay, next one. Where and when do Gabrielle and Troy meet for the first time?
Lord, at the okay, hold on. At the karaoke place where they sung together. Is that a good enough
Yep.
answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I was gonna say New Year's Eve where they sing together, where they do karaoke together. Everybody know. I mean, it's just karaoke the first night. So yes, that is correct. It definitely
Okay.
counts. And then last question. What is the final song in the first High School Musical, the movie?
Oh girl, hold on. Hold on. Yeah,
If I could,
pass.
I'll give you a clue. If you remember, the end of the first movie was about basketball. So what song did they do all together about basketball?
Oh, is it wait, that was the finale? Is it We're All in This Together? Oh, that was the finale? I did not.
That was the
I did
last
not.
song. That was the last song in the first movie.
Okay. Do I get that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got 5 for 6. So you're already winning.
That's like a B. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, I appreciate you playing the game. That was good, just good like to go back and talk about High School Musical and also all of that. I appreciate you playing playing the game with me and just doing this whole interview. I know I took a little bit more time than I mentioned, but I really appreciate you taking the time and interview and just being interviewed and joining the Create Your Opportunity podcast because like I mentioned, you created your opportunity in so many different fashions. You still are with your whole family, and it's admiring to see. It's inspirational, and I knew you are literally the perfect person for this podcast. So I appreciate you doing that, and I know a lot of viewers are gonna learn so much from this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It was great to talk to you and catch up.
Likewise, I appreciate it, and thank you guys again for checking out the Create Your Opportunity podcast. And make sure you guys check out the next one. Have a good one.